Hey everybody, it's Matt, Wrestling with Whiskey back, Patreon exclusive video, a little bit of Let's Try, and today is something very, very special. Put it out on Instagram earlier today. I just did our New Riff Whiskey Mania barrel pick, Whiskey Mania 2 with New Riff this past week, and it was awesome. It's another special bottle. I can't wait for hopefully one of you Patreon winners for the bracket to try it, and if not, hopefully you're in the KY area, CVG will have it. If I'm hosting some events, of course, I'll be having it and pouring it there. So it's a really, really special bottle. But in the meantime, a friend of mine, Mr. Tony Frank, who works for CityBeat in Cincinnati, great guy. We were talking about the different limiteds we love and everything. And we were talking about Taylor and the tornado survivor, and he was very, very kind enough to bring me a sample of it. I wish I had like a bottle or something to prove, because otherwise, I mean, this could be early times for all you know, but all I can do is say, trust me on this. My friend Tony Frank, Tony C. Frank on Instagram, look him up. If you think I'm lying, you can hit him. But yeah, so he poured me a sample. He's only got a little bit left in his bottle, but he's like a good bourbon guy, very, very generous. So yeah, just a simple, let's taste it. Let's see if this hype, I see this going from anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 on various markets and websites and secondary groups, etc. So, I mean, that's of course sheerly for rarity, just because it's a unique thing. I mean, they're only going to have so many. That's not going to come out regularly or even every couple of years or whatever. It's a literal one-time release, so we know rarity spikes that price. But does the taste and everything match up to the simple rarity of it? Always the question, right? Let's find out if Colonel E.H. Taylor, Warehouse C Tornado Survivor, let's see how just rare and above it really is. Cheers, everybody. That's a nice nose. I mean, Taylor, we already know, is, it's a quality line. I think the small batch is very good. Their single barrels can be a little hit or miss, but I generally find them to be good. The barrel proof is often very popular, very positive reviews for that one. I often find it a little hot, but it's great flavor in there. And so this, there is all kinds of like clove and allspice in there, cinnamon and honey. A nice, strong, but not overpowering oakiness, not like tannic, just, I don't know, rich wood, earthiness almost. But sweet too, like there's this good brown sugary sweetness throughout all of it. Yeah, almost like brown butter. Like, I'm even on the nose. I know butteriness is usually a taste, a palate kind of thing, but for this, you can almost just smell the viscosity almost. And I'm hoping the palate matches up, because often with things like this, where it's such a powerful nose, I end up being disappointed a little bit, at least in the palate. So let's find out. What do you got, Colonel? Black pepper and vanilla. Nice, not overwhelming spice, but this nice, just lasting, tingling. Starting kind of in the middle and working its back along the roof of your mouth into the throat. Finishes rolling all the way down to the belly. You know what I mean? Just that warming. More fruity notes popping out as it dries on your tongue and the roof of your mouth. A little bit of like crisp apple in there almost. There's a lot going on in there. I'm almost mad that there's a lot going on, because it is so, jacked. And this one, at least, unlike B-Tac or Pappy, which the end of the day, come out every year, and they're very good. Like, people always get so argumentative over 2017 sucked and 2018 was good, or 2015 nothing was good after 2015. Everything I've ever tasted from like your BTAC and Pappy lines, they're all very good, and they come out every year. So that's why to me it's crazy when this Pappy goes up to $2,000. Like, there's going to be another one that's also very good coming out next year. Now this, I understand, is never coming out again. So I hate saying that I understand the high price point, but I do. 5,000? I don't know. I don't know if that's quite worth it. I understand the high, hundreds and stuff like that. Never coming back. But you know what? There's a part of me that wants to pour this back into a sample bottle, let it sit in my closet. But you know what? Mr. Tony Frank gave this to me to share with all of you. And since I can't give you micro ounces each, I'm just going to do what bourbon is meant to do: share stories, share time, share community, and share a dram. Let's finish it. There's a high school that just let out outside my window. I don't know if you can hear that. That's fun. City life. And that is fun. That is a quality spirit. Now, who's to say if all that flavor comes from the tornado and what it did to the warehouse and thusly the barrels? There's a lot of speculation, the craziness of the storm and everything jostling those barrels. I mean, it couldn't have been that long. What, over the course of a night or a day or so? So you have to wonder how much even falling down and rolling away and being bounced around may have influenced it. But whether it was that and hell of a story that it is, or if it's just a good batch, a very nice set of honey barrels from the Buffalo Trace warehouses, combined to make this a hell of a pour. So any which way around it, quality drink. Is it worth your $5,000? I don't think so. If you have a bunch of spare cash and you want to I would seek out friends who got it years ago when it was maybe more reasonable, and hopefully they share the whiskey community ideal and they'll share a pour with you, because it's a very, very good one and a fun story to share. Thank you guys, always, for being patrons. There will be more content coming, I promise. More info on the next charity event, more info on the bracket culmination, which is only in a couple of weeks. We're going to try to do something to involve you guys, especially hopefully if you're in the Chicago area, because that is where it's going to be. I'll keep in touch with you guys, but until then, always, always, always be wrestling with whiskey.